Hello.
Welcome.
To the episode.
Welcome to Monster and Coffee.
Yes, and we were talking about autism again, but this time we
Hell
have
yeah.
some notes.
We have 2 sentences.
I have no notes. Liz has notes. I promised I was going to make notes, and then what happened? ADHD,
Absolutely
motherfucker.
nothing. You named this episode very
Yeah.
fun.
Feeling like an alien with autism.
I thought you would name it the same as you did
Oh,
the
no.
alien
All right.
autism farm.
Yeah, Alien Autism Farm. If anybody doesn't know what reference that is, it's Alien Ant Farm. And
Yeah. I love good word jokes.
I like puns.
Puns, that's the word.
Liz has had this idea for the podcast for a little bit, and I think it's really important to talk about because, like, as autistic people, we do feel like aliens in life for various reasons, obviously. But Liz, do you want to kind of take us away with like what
Yeah.
Go.
The most prevalent moments where I feel like an alien is with socializing. Socializing.
Sure.
Because it kind of always feels like I'm on another frequency.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's the closest thing I'll get to explaining it. It's just like the neurotypical people say stuff and I say stuff, and we know what they're saying in words, but you don't understand it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just like you're going along. No, how do you say that? Like
you're going along with it, but you're not really like fully
I mean you're moving over each other, sort of.
Oh,
Again, you don't touch, but you sort of move by people, and it's never really a connection, you know?
Oh yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm really bad at explaining stuff.
No, you're not. I'm bad at understanding because I'm autistic. So I'm like,
Yeah, and I'm bad at explaining because of the autism.
I think with like socializing, one big thing that I really don't know how to deal with is like small talk. And I think that's like a big thing for a lot of autistic people is just like we don't understand how to small talk.
Oh
like,
man, I fucking hate the question, how are you? Because you know that they don't care.
Yeah.
Or like they care on some level, but it's just a thing they say.
Yeah.
And I'm always just like, get to the point. Just say what you want to say, because we both can say like, yeah, fine. Yeah, you? Okay, cool. And then you've just wasted some time and and energy. And it's just I don't know. I just get very annoyed by it.
Yeah, I prefer like bluntness. Like when someone's like hella blunt, I'm like, okay, we're on the same wavelength.
We know what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Like when someone's like super, I don't know, like they're dancing around the bush. That's what it feels like. And I'm like, just whack the bush.
It reminds yes. And it reminds me of something Kelly said in the office. She was talking about Daryl, the guy that she was dating currently.
Yeah, Daryl from
the magazine. No, not the magazine. I was gonna say magazine, but
he works downstairs in I forget. He works downstairs though.
I know the Dutch word for it, obviously, but
it's okay. Anyways, Daryl from the
you guys know Daryl from The Office and Kelly, and she was like, yeah, he's very complicated man. He just says what he means. Like, who does that? What kind of game is he playing? And yeah, that's just like, I feel like so many people are like that. When you just say something, they always try to find something behind it.
Gosh. Do you ever have days where you're just so drained that you don't have the capability of like even interacting in that way? Like the other day, I was super not doing well, and like my depression and my meds, everything, it just came crashing down. And then there were solicitors at the door trying to sell like like solar shit or whatever. And so I opened the door and the lady's like, hey, how are you? And I was like, I'm feeling like shit. What do you want? it felt so bad. I felt so bad because I just did not have the mental capacity to even be kind to this poor lady who's just trying to do her job. And she was like, I'm trying to and I was like, I don't want it. I don't want it. And then I shut the door like an asshole. And like later on I felt super bad about it. But at the same time, it's just like when you don't have, there's so much extra like mental
Yeah. Oh man, I
energy.
end up so drained when there's people selling at the door.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I can't handle it. I'm like, I
And you're
don't know.
just replaying what you said and feeling bad about it, and
Yeah. But I
you're
was
super
honest.
tired.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
was honest. I'm like, listen, we don't need it. I don't feel good. Like, please go talk to someone else. Like, go to another house. And I'm sure she was like, that woman was a bitch. Like, talking to her friends. And you know what? Autism. Like,
Yeah, and
anyways, small
yeah, but
talk.
in the end you don't see them anymore, so
She'll
I guess
never
that's
come.
the
She will never darken our doorstep.
she
She
sees the
knows.
house and she's like, oh fuck no.
That's that house. They might have a rainbow rug in front of their
But
door,
they're bitches.
but they are not happy. They're not happy people. Oh my gosh.
They're the rain clouds in front of the rainbow.
I was
Yeah.
not well that week though. Let's just be real. I had no energy for anything, like let alone fucking small talk.
Yeah.
Like I just can't. I just told her right away. And like that's the thing. Like sometimes I just wish I could do that with people and you can't because you come off rude.
Mm-hmm. Well, bluntness is often seen as rude.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you're just honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I also wanted to say that I never really understand jokes. Like, I never really understand. Okay, let me do this again. I never really understand the jokes of neurotypical people. Like, of course, there are jokes that I get, but like
Yeah.
in social settings and when people say stuff like, I can understand the jokes, but I just don't find them funny.
Yeah, I
Or
have the
I,
same thing.
yeah,
I have the same thing. Or they just go over my head. Like that's
yes,
another thing. Like either I
Mhm.
don't find them funny and I'm just like, okay, or they go over my
Sure.
head. But then I make a joke that's like super sarcastic and
Uh-huh.
people look at me like, "Are you the devil?"
Yeah.
Like, are you the devil incarnate? I love a good sarcastic joke or a dry joke. Like I love those. And
Mhm.
neurotypical people are like, "That's too far." Like,
Yeah, that I also wanted to say that too. I had it written down basically what you said, but
yeah.
they never understand my jokes.
Yeah.
So they either think that I'm serious or they just don't understand it.
Yep.
When I was younger, I would make a game out of me saying sarcastic shit and them just taking it as like a serious thing, and then I
Yeah.
would later say like, I was joking. Didn't couldn't you tell? And I thought that would be really funny.
Oh my gosh. Andrew and I have this thing where like they're not diagnosed or anything, but I'm pretty sure Andrew's also sort of on the spectrum. Like now that we're more deeper into the understanding of what autism is
Hmm.
and that kind of thing, we both definitely have ADHD, like 100%. But sometimes she'll ask something and I'll be like, she'll ask like, "Oh, is it okay if I do this? Da da da." And I'm like, "No, you can't." But it's a joke. Like she'll get it. But if I did that to my daughter, if I did that to someone else, like they'd be like, why not? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I don't know those like I'm not a good person to do that to either. Because
Uh
when Maris does that or something, I wouldn't understand it.
yeah, you'd be kind of like, wait, what?
Yeah,
I try really hard to make sure that when I do it, it's like more
you have a
uh
smile on your
I have a
face.
smile on my face or I go, "Oh, no, I'm kidding after because in the past, Andrew didn't know that I was just being like really like sarcastic and mean, not on purpose, but just it's like one of those things like, can I use the restroom? No. You know?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like that.
I thought that was a neurotypical thing, so I sometimes do that at work. But I've
Oh.
stopped doing so because they think I was serious when I said no. So they probably think I'm a bitch. But I was just trying to make a joke.
I feel like we need t-shirts that just say, "You probably think I'm a bitch. I'm just autistic." It's just autism.
Yeah. And then, au contraire, I also have a lot where I am being serious, but then they take it as a joke.
Oh, yeah. Yep. That happens a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I end up being like the amazing jokester unintentionally. I end up being the fun people, the fun person there.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but I was
Being serious.
just saying something. Maybe this is a stupid example, but it's the only thing that comes to mind now. So my fantasy and my reality is very close together. So
Mhm.
I when growing up, it was very hard to know what was fantasy and what not. And I heard a lot of people always say that cats had 9 lives.
Yep.
So at one point in class in high school, I don't know. It's just one school here, but
Yeah.
it's like 14 or something.
Yeah.
13. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. The teacher was talking about cats having 9 lives, and I finally wanted to know. And guys, this was before the internet, so I couldn't look this up. So I put up my hand. I asked the teacher, like, do cats really have 9 lives? And the whole class plus the teacher just laughed at me for a long time.
Oh, no. And you're sitting there like
I want to know this.
straight face, just everyone laughing at you, and you're just like, but can you answer though? That reminds me of Heartbreak High. Is it Heartbreak High?
Yeah, with Queenie.
Yeah. Okay. So when everybody was making fun, or when she saw that she has like
Oh,
a
the
kebab, something like she's got a large kebab or a big kebab or something, and like everyone's laughing because she keeps asking like, what does that mean?
Mhm.
And why do I have one? Like, do I have one? I need to know if I have one. And
Yeah.
everybody's like making fun of her and stuff, but like in her mind she needs to understand what it is because she doesn't know. And like I think that's like the epitome of like autism, when like you don't understand the joke, like you're not understanding the joke and you need to understand like what that means. Like that, I really resonated with that part because I was like, sometimes, especially because I lived in the Netherlands and now I live in America, and sometimes there's jokes or like sayings out here that I don't understand.
Mhm.
And so I'll just be like, what does that mean? And everyone will be laughing at me. And I'll be like, no, but like, can you explain the joke? Can I just
Yeah.
get it?
Yeah, it's frustrating when people think that's also part of it. Like
Yeah.
you're acting dumb or something,
Yeah. Like you're
but you
not like,
really want to know
yeah, you're
and
not
they just
stupid.
don't.
You're not stupid. You're not trying to get attention. You're just trying to fucking get it. I just want to understand it, please.
Yeah. It reminds me of when back in the day it was sort of popular, or it was yeah, it was popular to not disclose where you got your clothes from or
Oh,
something
yeah.
online. Do you remember that?
I don't, because I never really had like the option. Like I grew up really poor. So
Yeah, but I didn't participate in it or anything, but I saw online when people were wearing stuff, and then someone was asking like, "Oh, where did you get that top?" And then they would just say, "Oh, I don't know," or "I don't remember," or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, like they're afraid to tell people, or they don't want people to buy the same stuff or
Yeah,
something.
they always felt sort of, between quotes, too good to disclose where they got their stuff.
Bitches.
Yeah, and it was this sort of hype back in the day, but it kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah, it's like you're not cool enough to know. Like if you
Yes.
don't get it, then you don't get it. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
I think that's also people say that jokes lose their magic when you explain them.
Yeah, but do they? Like Andrew is so funny. Like Andrew will tell a joke and then he'll sit back and wait to see if you get it.
Yeah, nice.
And then if you don't get it, he'll tell you why it's funny. He's like, "You want to know why it's funny?" And it's my favorite thing in the world. Like he'll just wait and be like, "You get it? You didn't get it? Well, this is why it's funny." And sometimes he'll just do it anyways. Even if you get it, he'll tell you why it's funny, and it makes it even funnier. Like I'll just start dying.
A little side note, in case you guys are confused or anything, River sometimes uses he or and she and they pronouns for Andrew.
Because
And
they're in transition, and right now Ange isn't like fully transitioned.
yeah, and they're
Yeah.
not pressed on a certain pronouns, right?
Yeah, exactly. So for right now, it's like it fluctuates, and sometimes I don't notice it. I am trying to use more she, her pronouns for them, but sometimes I use he.
Yeah, so just so you know, it's the same person that River talks about.
It's my wife.
Jee. I just wanted to... ik wou dat eventjes zeggen voor het geval mensen verward raakten of zo.
Nee, maakt mij niet uit. En ik vind het wel goed om jou, omdat jij dat zegt.
Ja? Oké,
Ja.
top.
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 So something that's kind of like a tangent for me when it comes to small talk, the most uncomfortable situations for me as a neurodivergent is like pickups and drop-offs for my daughter. Like that's when my stress level, my anxiety gets the worst. Because I'm already an alternative person, right? Like I dress weird, and then I'm around these like very rich,
Basic bitches.
older. Well, yeah, like some of them can be really
Sorry,
nice.
that's
but
a generalization.
no, but for real though, like I feel so uncomfortable around them because I walk up and there are moms in groups. So there's always like a group of 3 or 4 and they're just like talking and stuff. And when I first started picking Kaylin up from school and stuff, like I tried to be that mom that like conversed with other moms, but I am just too awkward. It's just too much for me. It's so draining trying to hold because there's so much small talk. Oh, what do you do for work? Oh, where do you live? Oh, you live here? Oh, it's just like all this stuff that I just don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't want to talk about it. Tell me your dirty secrets. What do you do when you're drunk? Like, that's what I want to know. I want to know all the other stuff. They just keep it so fucking like surface level the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
It's uncomfortable. And not only that, like, I'm looked at weird. I don't look like any of the other parents. Like, I look like a child picking up my daughter and I'm aware of it. And so it makes me feel like a fucking 8. Like those are the moments where I feel like I should not exist in life because I'm just so weird. Even though I know that like it's okay to be who I am and it's okay to look how I look, in those moments when you are literally the only person that like looks and is the way that you are, you feel very alien. So
yeah.
That's the one thing I wanted to point out in terms of like my own experience is just as a mom going and getting Kaylin and waiting. Like I just don't want to talk to you guys. I know you guys don't like me. It's fine. You can stare from afar and talk shit about me. It's cool. Like I don't care. The kids like me because I have fun weird hair color.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed you share that on your story and stuff.
Yeah.
And I know how that feels, and it sucks. And
yeah.
I'm sorry that you have to deal with that so much.
It's okay now. I think it's just like I realized that it's not just me feeling uncomfortable. It also comes from the fact that I'm autistic and I don't have that thing that makes me want to socialize and be surface level. Like I don't want to be surface level with these people. I don't know them. I only see them like twice a week maybe. Their lives are drastically different than mine. We're not friends. I'm not going to pretend to be your friend. Like I'm just getting my daughter. I'll be curt and polite, but like that's it. Yeah.
Does it feel better now that you know where it comes from?
Well, like I've always known that I'm different, like especially when you, like I said, like when you dress and you look the way that I do. Like I am very alternative. I have a lot of tattoos. I don't wear yoga pants and sweaters.
You dress
every day.
like you're going to a funeral. You have colorful hair.
Yeah, and like sometimes I even like feel like I have to like tone myself down in order to be around them, and that makes me feel worse about myself. Like I don't want to have to tone myself down. You know?
Yeah, that's masking for you, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And so something that I would really like is some kind of like tangle or like fidget toy for those moments. Yeah, exactly. But then I'm like, that would make me look even worse in those situations.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah. It's very hard to bring STEM tools out in the open.
Yeah, so I've started playing with this thing.
Oh, like we're first pointing to their phone and the pop thing on it.
It's like a little pop thing, and then like on it, it's got like a moon and clouds and sparkles.
So it's a round thing to hold your phone with.
Yeah, and it is in water, so like it slowly
goes does it
up and down.
Have things? You should post something on our Instagram.
I will. Yeah, this is my stimmy toy, and it's the only thing that like I can like play with it and not feel weird.
Thing.
Yeah, it's very discreet, and like when you're in a crowd of people that you know are looking at you. And
Yeah.
like, I know that people are looking at me. That's the other thing, because I've heard them talk shit about me behind my back. So like, I know it. So it's just like an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have something that is discreet. My daughter actually picked this out for me.
Oh.
She's like, oh, you need this. Like, look how cute it is. It matches
Yeah, I
everything
wanted to
so perfect.
mention your stickers as well.
Oh yeah, I got my gay stickers. I got one.
There are Fleck Me Steph stickers.
Yeah, I've got little ghosties, and then I've got
Yes.
Steed going, ah! And then on the bottom it's Steed and Ed making out.
Hell yeah.
They're so cute. That's my I feel like an alien in
Your
that
2
moment.
cents.
That's my 2 cents. Yeah.
You're everyone's an alien when you're an alien too.
Yeah.
No, that's a book that I read.
Is it a good book?
Yeah, it's a graphic about an alien that comes to Earth and wants to figure out humans, but he only encounters animals and trees and stuff, and they talk about the purpose in life, and it's very wholesome.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So he doesn't encounter any humans?
No, and
I love it. Oh my god.
At
He
the
talks to trees. Fucking trees. Oh my goodness. That's amazing.
ik pak hem er heel even gauw bij, oké?
Okay. Doobie-doobie-doo.
Oké, was dat snel genoeg?
Jawel.
Jawel.
Heel snel. Jawel, heel snel. I was trying to like make like
Oh, elevator music.
No, not elevator. I'm so bad at elevator music.
Okay, so the first thing he encounters is a tree. And he says, "Hello, are you an earth creature?" And the tree says, "Yes." The alien walks away and is like, "I have met a human." It's very wholesome.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that is so cute. We have to
Yes,
use this.
I should
We have
post
to
this in our photo dump for the episode.
Yeah, really though. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. Do you know that I talk to Andrew constantly about how if there are aliens on Earth, it's plants?
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, well, that's a whole other. We can talk about plants another episode, but
Fungi.
yes, though. Let's be real. If there's aliens on Earth, they're plants.
Fungi. How do you say that in English? I'm
Fungi?
always confused.
Fungi.
Yeah.
Fungi.
Like-
Fungus.
Fungus.
Like a fungus.
Gadver. Before I forget, I want to say something else too.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we covered this already, but it's like when I'm in conversations, very often I just feel people slipping away from me. I don't know why, because to me I make perfect sense, but then they just start losing interest and are sort of like, sure, and you see like this cloud coming over them, and
Yeah, like they are disinterested or they don't get it, and
Yeah.
then you get insecure
Mhm.
about what you're talking about, so you just stop talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
that
happens so
happens.
much. I just can't put my finger on what is going on.
Yeah, no, I think I have experienced that. I mean, because I've been masking for so long, I pick up on it really quickly and then I'll just stop talking about that thing or I'll bring up something else. It's the same thing with like eye contact. I struggle with eye contact a lot, but because I know that eye contact is so important.
You force yourself.
Yeah, and like neurotypical people really need that in order to feel like you're listening.
Yeah.
Because if you're looking away,
They call your name and they're like, "Hey, are you listening?"
yeah, or they'll be like, "Can you look at me?" Or can you give me eye contact? Like my ex was like that a lot. Like if he and I were in a conversation and I was looking away, like especially when I'm upset, I don't know how to have eye contact. Like when I'm upset,
Mhm.
I will avoid eye contact because
Yeah,
it's
me
just
too.
too hard for me. So yeah, my ex would always be like, can you look at me in the face and stuff? And I saw this really interesting TikTok today where some autistic people have to count.
Oh yeah, count
Yeah.
to 3. Okay, look away.
Yeah.
Okay, I can look now. 1. Okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
And now again, to make it look natural.
Yeah.
And people will think that you're listening really well.
Yeah.
But all you are doing is focusing on how to make eye contact.
Yeah, so it's like hard for you to even understand like what the conversation is about. And then people will be like, "Oh, you make eye contact, so you're not autistic." It's like it doesn't work like that. I make eye contact like nothing now. It's fine, but it doesn't mean that it's not uncomfortable for me.
It really depends for me. If I don't focus on it, if I think about different things or something, then it doesn't really matter. But most of the time, eye contact feels like burning.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Like I actually don't know what I'm like in person. I just know how I am when I'm talking to Andrew, for example, or talking to Kaylin or online, because I don't really like socialize as much as people do, I
Hey,
guess.
me neither.
It's not that I hate people, but I don't like people.
Yes,
I like
perfectly put.
I like certain people. Usually they're gay, usually they're on the spectrum.
Yeah, but I feel like it's just a lot easier to converse with neurodivergent people. That's what I noticed when I made my autism account. It's also really cool to see the differences and stuff. Like, my partner is neurotypical, and it's interesting to see our differences.
Mhm.
And the things that are really a struggle for me is really easy for him.
Yeah.
And other things that I get instantly, and he's like, "What?" So it's really interesting to see how differently it impacts
I love your
us.
husband.
You
He's
know?
a sweetheart.
Yeah, he really is the best.
He really is. And like the other thing is like having friends and partners that like understand you. Like they help you feel like you're not an alien. They kind of help
Yeah.
you feel like you're different, but it doesn't mean that you're so different that, you don't belong or something.
Yeah, and it's so brilliant that now learning about yourself, especially now that I noticed that it was recently with misophonia, I was like, how do I just develop this? And
Yeah.
why recently I've had it so much?
Yeah.
And Marius was like, no, you've always had it, but now you just know it, and now you
Yeah.
can do something about it. I will put on my headphones when he's eating because I just get so frustrated, annoyed,
Yeah.
irritated. That is the word. I
Yeah.
get irritated from the sounds, and it used to always happen, but I just didn't know why.
Or or you dealt with it. Like that was
Yes.
me. And this is why I know for a fact that I've always been autistic. Is that I just dealt with the things that were uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I told myself, "Oh, you can deal with it. Oh, you can just get through it." Like for example, like vacuuming. Just deal with the sound. That's a vacuum. Or light sensitivity. I never thought just wear a fucking pair of sunglasses. Like
Yeah.
I just dealt with it or like with my ex and stuff. My ex used to like yell a lot. I would just deal with it or like he'd be like, "Oh, well, let's just like communicate and talk it out." Like the eye contact thing, like you deal with it. But now that I'm in a safe space where I feel like I can unmask all those things that irritated me before that I just dealt with, I can't deal with them anymore. It's like they're too overwhelming. And it's
Mm-hmm.
because of that. It's like I can take care of it. Like I have these options to make that less of an impact. For example, like my daughter, I think we talked about that. Like when she shrills and she screams and stuff, I get irritated. Like it
Mm-hmm.
like triggers me in a way. And so I have like little
Earbuds?
they're little like loop earbud things, and it drastically helps. Oh,
Yeah.
another thing I wanted to tell you about.
Tell me, tell me.
Okay, so I know I talked to you about brown noise last time, but guess what I
Yes.
found out? There's green noise.
Green!
Green noise, and it's specific for people with ADHD and autism. You guys, it's amazing. I have to show you an example. I saw this.
Green!
It's
I'm sorry I'm
green,
freaking out because
and
green.
it's
I
so
fucking
nice.
love green.
I know you do, and I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta tell Liz about this." It's so good. It sounds amazing. Okay, so let me see if I can
Oh.
find it.
I think I need to look it up for myself
Yeah,
and
it might
hear
be a
it
little bit.
not in the microphone. But I'm
Oh,
curious because I didn't say that the last time, but I did look up brown noise
yeah,
a while ago, and I don't really remember what it felt like, but I wasn't feeling the calm that everyone said I would get.
yeah. Well, I mean, I also think it depends on like because it's like it's similar to white noise, right? So it's just like
Yeah.
that. that's not always soothing to people. Like for me, like I really vibe with like rain sounds.
Yeah, the noise, it feels like there's shit crawling under my
Skin.
skin.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
get prickly. Yeah, I think like it really depends on the person. I can deal with it, but that's because like when I had Kaylin, I would always have some kind of noise on for her. The thing I can't stand is she listens to this specific little lullaby to go to sleep. And because I am the way that I am, I hear things in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it creeps me
All
out.
the little sounds.
Well, and also like sometimes I hear her like talking and then it messes with my misophonia and then I'm like, fuck
Yeah.
this. And so I just get really irritated. You know, like I
Yeah.
just fall asleep so I can turn it off, you know. So that's why I appreciate rain sounds and stuff.
Yeah. Rain sounds awesome. Also, before I forget, when you were talking about you being able to deal with it and now just getting irritated, it's like, yeah, you can deal with it, but it takes so much energy
Energy.
to mask your sensory overloads,
Yeah.
the sensitivity that you get. So in the end, it ends up being more draining than when you would take care of it. Like you
Yeah.
can now put in earbuds and stuff. That way you don't get the
That feeling, those feelings. Yeah. Like you don't get overwhelmed the way that
yeah, and it doesn't take as much energy as it
yeah.
would if you were to mask it and end up dealing with it later.
Right, exactly. That's kind of how I feel about my meds too. Like this is sort of like a tangent, but you know, I suffer from severe depression and anxiety and I wasn't taking my meds for a minute there and I was having like super bad withdrawals, like really bad. My brain felt like it was suffocating. I don't know if it's because I was on meds for so long that it felt that way, but something told me I always felt that way. But with medication, it just made it bearable. Like it gave me what I needed in my brain. So for me, like looking at like STEM toys and plushies and earbuds and just all the things that we use to help us, it's like the same thing with medication. Like we need it. It's just having the things that you need at your disposal and
Yeah.
being able to just go, oh, I don't have to suffer right now. I can take this thing or I can use this thing and it'll ease whatever issues I'm having. And I think, you know, our generation specifically, we were the generation of just deal with shit, you know.
It's also before you know it is because you're autistic, you're like, oh, everyone deals with this, and everyone is just able to deal with it better, or they can hide it better that
Yeah.
they can't deal with it or something. And
Yeah.
then you end up later on feeling like, oh, wait, this is not how everyone feels
No. No, I don't think everybody has a problem
with light
with
and
light. I was
sounds.
literally just about to say light.
Nice.
Like, yeah.
People call me often vampire because I am so sensitive to light.
Yeah.
But it suits me because I really love vampires.
I think it's cute. I feel like autistic people are just little vampires.
Oh, okay. We should make another episode about the similarities.
Parallels.
Yes, because I made a post about it and I want to talk about it some more.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
It'll
I should
be
put
like
it on our list.
yeah, well, it's a special interest of both of ours, vampires and
Yeah.
autism, so it's just relatable.
Well, autism not so much, but it's just something I have to look into to understand myself better.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
No, but there are people who are very interested in the subject, but I don't.
Yeah.
Like, I love figuring shit out about myself, but I much rather read up upon pirates.
Yeah, no. I get that totally. But I think this was a good episode. I feel like we
Yeah,
touched on some really good topics.
Definitely.
Yeah, if anyone else is autistic or on the spectrum, and if you related with any of this, let us know. If you have any other things to add on like ways that, you know, you feel alien in a neurotypical world,
Yeah,
let us
know. Jinx.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Or you owe me a cola. Oh, you owe me a Monster.
Oh, hell yeah. Thanks, guys, for listening to this, and we really appreciate you checking in. And yeah, we hope you will see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.